Associations may be disorganized, and time and space relationships are lost.
Justin Phillips and Motoyuki Mabuchi. Mabuchi made a bet after the river onto that scary board. Phillips now fires back with a raise.
Has Justin Phillips bet the shirt off his back?
Action on Mabuchi. He's all in.
All in call.
Phillips turns over a royal flush.
Royal flush.
Mabuchi, quad aces.
You gotta be kidding me. Quad aces, your last hand of the main event.
What a way to hit the rail.
There's nothing more ultimate than that.
That is a statistical improbability, my friends.
What a horrible river card for you.
If you flop a set of aces, river quads, and lose, that's a bad beat.
And Mabuchi does stumble out of the main event.
Take a picture of that one, dude. Oh, that's good. That is just...
If this happened to Phil Hellmuth, the table would no longer be.
Red, thanks for fucking coming through. Professional poker player. Fucking going through a lot this year. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you coming through, dude. So, so the people that don't know who you are, you played. How long you been playing professional poker?
What year is it? 2021.
Yeah, I thank God.
2020 was a blur, you know.
I know shit, right? Like I've been saying, it's like a Stephen King novel with special appearances by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. That's what it feels like that last year what we were just living in.
I was telling everybody it was like a fireworks show, and we were about to see the finale right before the presidency elect.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Because of the fires we were having, you know.
Getting
we were in level 2 evacuation here.
Yeah, that was fucking brutal. I mean, that's actually whenever the podcast started, is the very first episode was actually like fresh out of the wildfires. And I wanted to do the very first one with my old co-host Trey. I wanted to do it in the evacuation center because I actually brought my lav mics and my recorder, and I was like, let's just go ahead and do this, but I forgot my splitter, so we weren't able to do it there. So we did it when we got back, but the air quality was still like beyond toxic, and it was still like completely unbreathable when we got back. So how long you been playing, man?
Oh, often. I've always had other little gigs to go on. I'm a pretty good dealer too. Like I've dealt at casinos, and I've dealt craps in Vegas, and so like I always had other little gigs if poker turns bad. But off and on since I was like 24.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. And I won't ask how long that is. So.
I'm 40.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
16 years.
Fuck yeah, man. So how did you get involved in the gambling game?
Well, I got in a car accident. I got gutted, lost 48 inches of my lower intestine. Basically, I got $50K from that, right? So I was up at the casino all the time playing blackjack, losing my ass. I think I lost like 20 or 30 of it at blackjack.
Shit, damn.
And I'm like, what are these old fuckers doing around here over on the tables over there? And I go sit down, and it's just like 4-8 limit hold'em, which I couldn't play for the life of me now. It's way too fucking boring. But I sit down with them, and like, I'm like, these guys are not playing this game good. Like, nobody is folding. I don't know this game very well, but I think, and right off the bat, I realized I wasn't playing against the house. The house takes a little rake every hand, but I'm playing against 8 other people just like me.
That is a good point, yeah, because in blackjack, you're only playing against the house.
Yeah, and the house always has the edge.
Were you counting cards when you were playing blackjack?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Not a card counter.
Okay.
I've been asked if I wanted to learn how to
It's actually really easy.
Mess
I know.
a deck up, or that's just counting face cards you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I've tried
high-low.
everybody's system with them,
Yeah.
and I've lost at everybody's system. Every once in a while, you win, then you do it again, lose.
Yeah,
like
you have to have a
everybody's system.
significant bankroll to really make money counting cards.
Well, and it's like you're only seeing if the face cards are still left in the deck. Still, the dealer could get them.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And like every time someone else sits at the table, they're changing the odds in the favor of the dealer. That's what if you're heads up with a dealer, that's your best odds.
That's
at
why people
blackjack.
work in teams, so
And
they
then
can
every
try to
time
sway
someone
the deck.
sits down, boom, the odds change. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then they play horrible, like they're hitting with a 6 showing, and they got 15. You know, like
I feel like COVID.
Or that's good. I tell everybody it's their money. They can spend it however the fuck they want.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like COVID probably would have been really good for card counters because there's less people at the table, and if you just were like working a team, so you can pretty much like sway the whole deck, especially if you're doing shuffle tracking.
For a lot of COVID?
So I know that in the casinos when they did open back up, because they were all shut down for a while, like the Strip was like a fucking ghost town. But I know whenever they did open back up, it was like every other seat was open, so they had at least like one gap, so like, you know, only like 2 people could sit at a fucking table sometimes, and they did the same thing at the slots too. So I mean, I feel like if you were working as a card counting team and you did shuffle tracking too, you could freaking literally sway all of the high cards and just bust the dealer every single time, so you're just constantly winning, the both of you.
You could try it.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that would be one way you could try it. So it probably, for those guys, probably was pretty beneficial. And so so you started getting into poker, and so how did you kind of like, how did you get into that?
Well, so then I invested a lot more time in playing that limit game, and then I was actually working HVAC like 40 hours a week, and then I found these underground like warehouses where they were playing poker at. So like
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, so we were all playing there, and then that's where I like started dealing, right? And I'm getting that many more reps of hands, watching players, and basically a good poker player is just a good lie detector test. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is he lying or does he have it? Is he nervous because he has it? Is he nervous because he doesn't have it? You know what I mean?
For sure. Did you study like body language and stuff like that when you were getting into it?
I mean, I never really I just hear everybody and take everything in and kind of just.
Okay, so you just
I just play, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
It's hard to explain sometimes, but so then I started. So then I was working 40 hours a week doing HVAC, and then I deal poker, and then I started playing with the money that I made from dealing, and then like I just like throw my check in the bank at the end of the week from HVAC and not even look at it. It's like got to be the point I'm like, why the fuck am I working?
Hell
so
yeah.
Eventually I got like $5,000 together, and I quit my job and I moved to Vegas to play poker for a living.
Nice. And so how was that transition moving to Vegas?
Well, I didn't really have anywhere to go. Just went down there. I'd been there before, I think. First thing, like, here's some good piece of advice. You go somewhere, you don't really know what to do with all your luggage. Go to like almost any hotel, and you just give what's that luggage guy called at the front desk?
Oh,
a bag attendant or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you give that guy like $1 and put your bags there. You don't even have to be staying there. You just drop your bags off, and that's a good place to like leave them while you figure out. And I room with a bunch of people and just kind of sleep on people's couches. I roomed at this one guy's house for like 6 months. He like blew glass.
Nice.
Those little meth pipes.
Oh, shit.
He didn't do meth.
Yeah, he just blew the pipes.
He just blew the pipes and sold them to all the stores. He was a hella stoner, too. Like, he's a big stoner, and he'd rather blow, like, nice glass, like, bongs or whatever, but he could make money instantly blowing those meth pipes.
He could probably do, like, fucking 100 of them motherfuckers a day.
He couldn't even make enough of them to get them out.
Well, there's probably lots of crack flowing through there, so yeah,
dude,
definitely.
It's Vegas, baby. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's fucking Sin City. Definitely. So you were just kind of like floating all over the place and stuff. And so how does it feel going from like being a dealer to being a player? Like, I mean,
right when I went down to Vegas, I put myself in a dealer school for $600.
They have a dealer school?
Yeah, so I got certified in poker like in 1 day. And then they have blackjack. I got certified in blackjack in like 3 days. There's a bunch of different shuffling techniques or blah, blah, blah. And then craps, right? So by the time I learned how to deal craps, that's when I lost my bankroll. I lived off that $5,000 for like 2 years, 18 months.
Shit.
Yeah. Just rolling around, playing, hitting, losing, running. That's fucking... No job.
What a crazy lifestyle.
That guy I lived with had this little like mini Harley. I'd ride that bitch around. No helmet, you know.
It's very like Hunter S. Thompson. That's all I'm thinking of right there. It's like you'd go there and have to write a book about the whole fucking thing, dude. So, I mean, go ahead. Sorry. What were you saying?
About what, the Harley?
No, you were you lived off that bankroll for a while, and you were.
And then like I don't really learn by like books or people telling me. I learn by doing and losing. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I learned how to lose all my money at craps, I learned how to deal it pretty well.
Oh, okay, for sure. Okay,
but I couldn't really get a good job doing it. Because I was a two-time felon at the time, so all the big casinos wouldn't accept me. I tried which one was it? Like the MGM or I don't know, but basically they just throw you right in the mix to see if you can handle yourself, right?
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So that's
crazy.
your audition, right? So you're all dressed up and they just put you right in as a stick person, right? So I jump in there and like I just rolled. It was like no problem. I was fucking into it. I'm like, I want this job, dude. I deserve. I put in the time. I'm great with checks, like shuffling them and whatever. But like, yeah, they sent me up to the boss and he's like, well, actually, one of the dealers is like, man, how long you been dealing? Like 2-3 years? I'm like 6 months.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then they sent me up to the boss, and he's like, I hear you're really good, bro, but I just can't do anything with your record. And I'm like,
that fucking sucks, dude.
I actually got him expunged like 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, congratulations,
I am not a felon, bro.
Congratulations, bro.
I never thought I'd ever
that takes some fucking time and some work, man, for sure. And sometimes a lot of goddamn money.
Just 7 years after the first 7 years.
Well, my yeah, right. Yeah, my stepdad, he got his recently expunged. I know he had to like pay some money or had to pay some fines or something like that too to get it done. So I don't know if that was like a universal thing. And so so what casino did you work at?
I worked at El Cortez, and then I worked at Casino Royale.
I love El Cortez.
Casino Royale has 100 times odds, too, so you got to fucking know your shit.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. I've never been in the Casino Royale. I've walked by it, but I've never actually been inside there.
I had this one poker pro come in. I won't tell his name because I don't want to diss on people, but he fucking won like $30K, and he threw me like a $5 chip.
That fucking asshole.
I wanted to fucking throw it at him, dude.
Dude,
he won like $30K. Like I had never seen the running. You know how many chips I have to fucking move around?
Oh, yeah.
$5.
Sure.
I just wanted to kick it back to him. I knew I'd lose my job if I did.
I was always curious about tips at the casino. Do you have to share the tips, or is it just yours? Like
it depends on the casino.
Oh, okay.
Poker players usually get it, or poker dealers. What do you call a bad poker player?
What?
A dealer.
I like that. That's a good one. That's what's up. So you kind of learned how, like, it was more about like reading people and calling bullshit and stuff like that. So what was your first experiences like really like dabbling in like real more high stakes like professional poker?
Well, the first 10K buy-in tournament, I played like a little Girl Scout.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just didn't want to go out and like, I don't know, a lot of mediocre spots. You get hit by like second best hands a couple times and
okay. And so how does it work to even go into a tournament? Like, I don't even know how poker tournaments even work. Like, do you have to buy in? Like, how does it?
Basically, most people think the World Series is just like one tournament. It's like 70, 80 tournaments. They keep adding them every year. So that's like how many bracelets they give out each year.
Oh, shit.
I actually have like 3 friends that got a bracelet.
Oh, nice.
One of them's my backer.
Oh, oh, damn. That's what's up. And so you were kind of like, so God, I have so many questions about this. I don't even know where to start.
So basically, anybody say the amount's $5,000 to buy in, right? Anybody that has $5,000 and is of age can buy in and play.
Okay.
Yeah, like the bigger the tournament, the bigger the donkeys. It brings out, like I played with that hand with Ray Romano. He's not a donkey. He's actually a decent player.
Okay.
But like, it brings out all the baseball players, all the football players, MMA. It's just all the richer people that like, to gamble, and they're just doing it for recreation. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So you sat with more famous people other than Ray Romano?
Yeah.
Nice. As anybody can you name?
Jose Canseco.
No shit.
Yeah, dude.
What?
He was still all stacked. I was like,
oh yeah,
yeah. He was like a hero of mine back in the day.
I was gonna say that would be a fucking
be into so many cards, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be a fucking trip to me. That would be fucking awesome. So I mean, like, and so just let's go ahead and jump right into it. So you sat at a table with Ray Romano, and it's a pretty popular video on YouTube, and it was on ESPN. And so how did that whole tournament work out? Like kind of run me through from like when you first entered the tournament to that moment when you won.
I didn't win. Oh, win the hand?
Yeah. You didn't win the whole tournament? Oh, okay.
I don't have $7 million.
No, I don't know. I don't know how much money you fucking have.
So there was like 7,800 people in that tournament.
Oh, okay.
It's $10,000 buy-ins, the main event.
Okay.
The World Series of Poker, 2008.
Okay.
Shit, all poker blends together, bro.
Okay.
Like, the whole beginning of the tournament till that hand, like, it's just poker.
It was just,
yeah.
Because
I mean,
I love it.
It's a big tournament though, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of famous people around. But I've never really been like starstruck that much.
See, and that's what I was actually just
I
going to
got
say.
a great story though.
Okay, I love in the video you're like just G status, like everybody's like at the table. Ray Romano's like a couple feet away from you, and you're just like in a wife beater with headphones on, just sitting there doing your thing.
Shit, I'm
like,
in for 10K. I'm here to fucking win, bro.
Exactly.
I'm not here to fucking
exactly, exactly. And so go ahead and tell me the story you wanted to say, man.
Oh, so I was playing at the Bellagio one time, right? Do you know who Doyle Brunson is? Okay, he's this old poker pro, won the main event. I don't know, but he's famous for like wearing a cowboy hat. And so at the Bellagio, they have a place called Doyle's Room, which is his fucking room that they play high stakes poker in, right?
Nice.
So I go to the bathroom and I'm taking a piss, and who walks in right up to the next urinal to me? Then Doyle Brunson. I don't say anything to him. The man's taking a piss, right? I go back to my poker table that I'm playing a cash game, and I'm like, guess what, guys? Doyle Brunson pisses the same fucking way I do. And they're like, you saw Doyle Brunson? Did you talk to him? I'm like, no, he was taking a piss. I let the man take a piss.
Right?
You know?
Like, why the fuck would I strike up a conversation while he has a dick in his hand?
Hey, you want me to hold that for you? Yeah.
Right? Hey, Doyle, I'm a big fan.
I'm
Do you
a
need any help?
big fan. I actually
great.
played with Doyle in I think it was a 10K buy-in limit 08 tournament, and it was 08 too.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Fucking A, dude. That
He's
must have
pretty,
been a crazy year for you.
He's old school, just quiet,
Okay.
respectful, good guy. Seemed like.
Okay, so you're sitting at this table, the table that you won this hand at, and the cameras weren't even by you. So I mean, how exactly did that whole like happen?
Oh, okay. So Ray Romano got moved over to my table, and they were following Ray Romano around because he's famous.
But he does piss the same way too, probably.
Maybe he uses his left hand.
I don't know. He
No,
might
I'm just
sit down to each his own. Everybody loves him. We know that though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a mess up when I said everybody loves Raymer. Everybody loves Raymer.
great.
I didn't even know I said that until I saw it on TV.
And so tell the people what hand it was that you won with.
I had a royal flush. He had quad aces.
That's fucking crazy. And
They
the
say
odds
the
are,
odds are 1 in 2.7 billion.
That's fucking crazy. And when you were talking to me outside the dispensary, which was a pretty cool place to meet you, shout out to Khalifa in Oregon City for fucking selling really good weed and putting people together. So when you were telling me that, like you said, like you could have won the lottery, like how many times or something like that?
30 times.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy.
Would
And-
I take the lottery over that? Fuck yeah, I'd get famous after I have money, dude. I'd take the
Right.
money and then I'd be on TV.
Right. And so, so you were telling me that, like, 2020 kind of like fucked things up a lot for whenever you're playing and you were doing a little bit more online poker. So how was that transition going from like, how did the coronavirus and all the shutdowns kind of impact you as a
Well,
a
when the
poker
NBA
player?
got shut down, we were actually down in LA at the bike. And like when they shut down the NBA, I'm like, oh shit, they don't shut that kind of shit down.
Yeah.
This shit got real. So I'm like, I have corona. I'm sitting next to a guy from Japan, China, Africa, Texas, like
Yeah.
like I just went home in quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm like, wow, this shit got real. Like
Fucking A, dude.
scary shit.
And so you started just playing more online stuff and just
I
kinda-
mainly play online anyways.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Did you
I
still
used to travel around a lot until I had my kid.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I used to
Nice.
go. I'm actually 3 for 5 in cashing in 10K buy-in tournaments,
Fucking A, bro. That's what's up.
and then I kind of stopped traveling around.
Do you ever play over at Meadows?
I don't really anymore, but I used to. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know, like, I used to have some friends that went and played over there. I know they just recently moved locations too, because they don't have the track anymore.
I don't really play Hold'em anymore.
Oh, okay. What do you play now?
I play what's called Big O. It's a high-low split game. You get 5 cards. You use 2 of them for a high hand, 2 of them for a low hand, but there has to be 3 cards, 8 or lower on the board to be a qualifying low.
Interesting. I would need.
Am I talking not your language right now?
Not at all.
Do you know
man.
poker at all?
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a little bit.
What's the best hand in poker?
Isn't it a royal flush?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I was gonna say, isn't that like the whole like craziness about that? You beat the because
What's better, straight or a flush?
Is it flush?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I feel like I might be
2
wrong.
pair or 3 of a kind.
3 of a kind.
That's right. Some people get that wrong because they think
Because it's just more
2
cards.
pair.
Yeah, but 3 of a kind, that's way more
Harder.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's way more rare, and the odds are more against you to get that for sure. Because
No, I think correct English is way more harder.
that's true, way more harder. Yeah,
Stick with that.
good one. You got me there.
No, I said that, and then you finished it. It was
I
like
did. Oh, okay. I'm high. I'm sorry. I got Shelby chuckling over there in the corner. Oh my god. So I've done a little bit of I kind of like studied some card counting and stuff. So I'm like, and before we went to Vegas with some friends of ours, like I kind of like studied it and everything, and then I did a little bit of back counting when I was at a table, and I didn't tell them like I knew how to count cards, and I kind of was just sitting there watching everybody at the table, and I noticed that I was just doing traditional high low, so nothing fancy, and I looked, and all I saw was just low cards on the table, and everybody got up and walked away. And I was just like, no shit. So we were looking for a table to go play at. I was like, hey, let's go sit over here. And so then we sat down. Very first hand, blackjack. Like 21 on the first hand. And then I knew there was still way more high cards in there. And so I stayed low and everyone else busted. So I won the second time. And then I got blackjack again. And then immediately Pit Boss started following us around. And we were playing roulette, and then me and my lady covered like this little spread on the table, and so we ended up walking away with like a few $100s, and we didn't walk in there with much. And then the Pit Boss was following us on that little streak we were on too. So it was kind of funny getting that little bit of heat. But I kind of want to, I don't know, I feel like Vegas might be changing things a little bit to get more people to like go there and stuff. And the thing I loved about the El Cortez is they're one of the only places that had double deck blackjack. And so and that's a really rare thing to find in Vegas anymore because they're trying to combat card counters. And I know, did you ever play in Atlantic City?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Actually, is that New York?
No, New Jersey. Yeah.
No, yeah, New Jersey. Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a pretty good story probably about
Tell me
that.
about it, man. I want to hear an AC
God,
story.
This one I haven't thought of for a while. So this guy's down in Vegas. I won't tell. I don't bring up names, but
cool.
He wants to put me in the, I think it was 6120, so $60, $120 big O. It's limit big O or limit high low.
Okay.
And like, man, I dust off like 3K or whatever he does. He's in the game. He's raising every hand and plays in garbage. And I have like the best draws and just miss, but that's just poker. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm dusting off this guy's money. He dusts it all off. And then, so he's like, hey dude, I'm broke. I need to go to New York to get some money from this chick that has my money. I'm like, he's like, and he wants me to go with him. To go to carry it back so he doesn't have too much money on his own on the plane or whatever. Okay. Right. And I'm like, can he go too? And he's like, sure. So we all three go, right? Another buddy of mine. So I feel a little, And so then we all go and we literally go to this chick's work and ask her he goes in, he gets her apartment key, right? We go to her apartment. He just opens these cupboards and pulls out these manila envelopes and they're just full of $20 stacks of money.
Fuck,
yeah.
dude.
so then we rent I think we just took a taxi. We took a taxi from there to Atlantic City and we bought in and he put me in another 6120 limit 08 game, which I dusted off another like $1,500 of his money, buying it with all these 20s. I don't want to know where it came from.
With the cleanest money that you've ever found.
And then we were all tired because we hadn't slept for, I don't know, close on 2 days or whatever. So he rents us a limo from Atlantic City back to the airport. And then we sleep in the limo back to the airport. And then he gets there. He's like, shit, I forgot to give her back her apartment key. So he had to take he had to take a taxi from the airport to her apartment while we just slept at the airport because we had a few hours for our flight or whatever. So then we went back to Vegas and he dusted off the rest of his money.
That's crazy, dude. That's insane.
I wasn't trying to lose, dude.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah, dude. Like, so what is it like comparing playing in Atlantic City versus playing in Vegas?
Casino's a casino, dude.
Okay, good answer. Do you
you know why most people wear sunglasses at a poker table?
Why?
Because they don't know how long they've been in there, and like it's bright when you go outside.
Oh my god, I know. When you're in Vegas,
like, there's no clocks.
There's
anywhere.
no clocks. There's no windows.
Well, now everybody's got phones, so you're
true.
Not,
you're not.
And they keep casinos extra cold too to keep you alert.
Yeah, and they also, I swear they also like pump like some sort of like oxygen into there too, because
some of them do
like
that.
I swear I can drink way more when I'm in Las Vegas than I can at home. Like, like, because I remember we went to a brunch that had bottomless mimosas, and I ended up having at least like fucking like 12 glasses of champagne before I even started my day. And like, there's no fucking way I'd be able to do that here. Like, and so we would just be drinking all fucking day long. And I swear there's something that they do in those casinos just to get you going. I know they put scents in there too. Like there's certain like smells that each casino actually has that they put through the vents.
Yeah, like ass and smoke.
Like not
smoke
washing
your hands and germs
shame and greed. Yeah, exactly. Just look at the Fremont Strip during the day
and blowing all your wife's money and
like, oh my god, if you look at the Strip during the day, it's like a whole different scene. It's crazy.
Don't those buildings look so close and like you walk in there fucking
I know.
miles away? You're like, holy fuck! I thought it was like 2 blocks.
I know. We got fooled whenever we because we went. So we went over to the Circus Circus, and because it's right there at the end of the Strip, and we were just gonna work our way down, and because we wanted to check out the like the rotating bar. Little did we know that it's not there anymore, and so we went there to the fucking Circus Circus. We're all like, we got way fucked up in the room before we even went anywhere, and then we got there trying to find this, wasn't even fucking there. Ended up saying, all right, screw it, we'll just walk from here. That was a big fucking mistake because we ended up walking like 2 goddamn miles like to the next fucking casino. And like you said, they're so huge, they look like they're just right there, and they look like you can walk right to it. And you're like, fuck, man, how far away are we? But I mean, if you're like, I don't know, like that little chunk that's like, by like the Treasure Island, and then all the way up to like, like the Flamingo and like that little section, it's like in like Caesar's Palace, and like that's not really too bad of a walk. But I mean, like going from the Circus Circus all the way to the next spot, because there's a shitload of construction in between there. So I mean, it was like literally just like super dark down this fucking street, and there's just like 4 goddamn tourists. Like, this is definitely the way to get murdered in Las Vegas.
My buddy just went down to Vegas, and he said they're doing like ellipticals now everywhere. And these can like actually like strap on to the fucking escalator, and where you have to go up escalators to go over like the roads and shit. They like you, and they have like to where you can sit down on them. There's an extension you can sit down on this little elliptical or something.
That's fucking cool.
And they're riding them in the casinos.
Nice.
Yeah, and
That's
like
crazy.
in the malls and like So no one's you don't have to walk no more. Maybe
I know,
but we should still be walking probably.
Probably. I think what they should do in Vegas is like those little those like pathways that are at the airport that move, like the little flat ground things. They need to put those on the street so people can just like zip by. Like people would just be zipping all over the fucking place. Like imagine.
Yeah, now they have those at the Venetian. They said they were riding the ellipticals on those.
Oh,
and they kept going down them because they were really fun. Because there's one that goes zoom.
That's fucking cool. That's awesome. I like the escalator that's at the D over on Fremont, and then it's like it has a little like it has like a camera on each, like it has, and it's almost like a staircase kind of the way the escalator goes down in the ceiling, and there's a camera, and it's like pixelated, and it becomes more and more in focus as you come down the escalator. It looks really, really fucking cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and like the D is one of my favorite places to go. Well, the first time I was in Vegas, that's where we stayed, and then I want to check out the new Circa too. That
New
place
what?
looks the Circa, the new one that they just built, like, and it's like right there on Fremont. It's right across from
Old Town Vegas.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there in downtown. I think it's right across from the Golden Gate. Is towards the end of the Strip, like on the Plaza side. But yeah, we've stayed at Fremont every time. We've actually never stayed on the main Strip. We've only stayed on Fremont. But I want to stay at the we really want to stay at the Flamingo just because I love that fucking place. And we went, and their buffet is the shit. Like we went there, and they also have bottomless wine and beer there too. And we got this Groupon thing where it was for 2 people, all you can eat dinner with bottomless beer and wine. It was like $42. And it was, and we put some damage there. Most of the time we'll drink in the room before we even go out though. And we did this thing wherever we were there, and we put a bunch of ice in the sink and then just stuffed it with beer and just used that as our cooler because the ice machine was on our floor. So then we just did that. So going a little off subject, one thing I like to do with all of my guests is tell me about the first time you ever got high.
The first time I ever got high. Damn. So it was summertime. I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. My dad lived in Colorado, so I was in Colorado for like a month of the summer or something like that. And I was hanging out with his like friend's kid, and he's like, "You want to smoke some weed?" And I'm like, "Okay," or whatever. And he's like, "I gotta find something to make a pipe with." And he literally found like foil. That was just like a piece of foil on the ground, and then there was a straw in a cup. He pulled the straw out, wrapped the foil around it, tipped the fucking foil for a bowl, and like
the
we
classic
smoked
foil
it out
pipes.
of that. And like I'm like, it's over from now. No, no. Actually, I only started smoking weed again like when my brother turned 40, and I'm 40 now, so 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I smoked it. I basically traded it. I got off opiates smoking weed. I hurt
Good
my
for you,
back.
man.
I was laid up, hurt back, right? I had a disc protrusion, my L3, L4. And
Shit.
a piece of cartilage broke off, lodged it. Basically, I was doing these inversion tables. This is what I think happened. I'm upside down to where my spine decompresses. This cartilage that broke off and hardened, they said is like hereditary, I guess, like floated down. And then when I got up, it lodged in, and then my spine compressed on that shit.
Oh, shit, dude.
I dealt with that for like a year and a half.
Fuck. And I bet like all the nerves and shit probably got all twisted up around it. And
You
shit.
ever hear about like you know the song from or from Imagine Dragons, Thunder and Lightning is like thunder in my back and lightning, fire, electric, pulsating pain down my right leg.
No. I've never heard that song.
You never heard of Thunder and Lightning from Imagine Dragons?
I don't listen to Imagine Dragons, so I've never heard
You
that
look like
song.
an Imagine Dragon guy, dude.
Do I?
Doesn't everybody? You don't like Imagine Dragon?
I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah. Thunder. Feel the thunder.
No, not ringing a bell at all. Sorry. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm super out of touch with a lot of things because just until recently I disappeared off social media for a really long time.
I haven't touched social media since my kid was 2.
Yeah, and that's where I would get mostly like new music and stuff. Otherwise, I kind of just listen to.
I just listen to YouTube videos and other videos pop up.
Then that's what I was. I was on
social
YouTube.
media.
No, I don't
Yeah.
consider that social media either.
I'm
but
just watching
YouTube was
music
my
videos, basically.
Yeah, I just used YouTube and I learned just a lot of like random things. I got into like filmmaking. I got into, like script writing. I got into fucking all sorts of different shit, or learning how to like fix things in my car or in my house. And because I didn't like grow up working around cars or anything. So I only learned things about cars whenever they fucking break. And then I'm like, well, I guess I know how to, change power steering now. Well, I guess I know how this works now.
I got a 2-year associates for mechanics at CCC.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude.
But so back to the trading the oxy in for weed. So like basically in like 2016 is when all that started happening. I went to Vegas that year and I probably shouldn't have went. I had a different bagger than I do now, and I basically like I couldn't sit at the table with, like my leg would start like fucking hurting too bad. So I'm like lighting money on fire. I shouldn't even have fucking went. And then like I was laid up for like a year and a half because my insurance, I just had state insurance. They just kept denying me, right? It didn't fall in between this line and that line to get the surgery, to get that shit removed or whatever.
God.
So, like, I don't know. I did it. I if it wasn't for online poker, I probably wouldn't have survived,
Yeah.
And like the mental aspect of it too. Trying to play through pain is, different than playing with the straight "I'ma fuck you up" brain. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, and especially with a game like poker where it takes such concentration and such focus, and you have to like really be in the zone and be like in this certain state of mind while you're there.
I don't know about that. Not online. Shit, I played
Not online.
10
but-
games in my
but
underwear
sitting at a
watching a
table.
movie and texting.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Yeah, but I'm talking about like sitting at a table.
Yeah,
though.
you gotta be focused. Everybody's trying to read you.
Exactly. And then, but I don't know. Maybe
to read someone that doesn't have a soul.
Hey, you do have a soul. You love to tell people about it.
Oh,
It's parked
yeah.
outside.
2020 Kia Soul, baby.
That is fucking great. Like that you have that on the back of your cars. Where did you even get that?
Signs Now. down
Signs
in
Now?
Portland, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Shout out to Signs Now. That's fucking dope.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's
that guy
awesome.
hooked it up too. Like he was saying, it would be like $200 to get. Like I just want stick figure redheaded mohawk figurines and he's like, that's gonna be like $200. I'm like, for stick figures. He's like, oh, I'll figure something out. He did all that for like $70.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, those stick figures with the mohawks are super dope, man. And I've never seen them before. So, and you said your son has a mohawk too because he got a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah, at 7 years old.
7 years old, man.
He's 10 now. He hasn't been in Taekwondo for a while. Because when he got his black belt, we started doing tournaments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we go there, and he can't fight any of the colored belts. He can only fight black belts, and he can't only 10 years and under he can fight for weapons, sparring, and his form, right?
Okay.
He's the only black belt there that's 7 years old. So, you know, basically he did his form and he got 3 gold medals.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, what am I teaching this kid, dude?
That's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, he put in the work. He deserves
definitely.
it, but like, I want him to earn them too. You
For
know
sure.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, and he wanted to try baseball and shit, and like, so we did that.
Okay.
We got out of Taekwondo and tried baseball, and that year I was pitching to him. This year was, well, like I guess last year now, but he was supposed to do like the kid pitching one, and then COVID and no baseball and blah blah blah.
Yeah, as it fucking has worked out for everybody. I know, and I really wanted to like this was the year this last year I really wanted to get my daughter involved in like gymnastics and ice skating, and she was only born with 1 kidney, but I really wanted to take some sort of self-defense or martial art, so I wanted to take Brazilian jiu-jitsu because that would be perfect for her. And there's lots of people that do only have a solitary kidney, and they say that's the safest one, and it's super practical as well. And she's like really really lengthy, and she's very double jointed. Like when she bends her elbow, it completely like bows the other way.
Oh, cool.
It's really weird. So like I can imagine some kid like, you know, like whenever she's actually in it, trying to get her in an arm bar, like locked up like this, and she just flips them off like that as they're trying to get her, because like it completely bows this way. But she's a little badass. I taught her a couple little judo tosses, and that little kid can throw me on the ground already.
Well, my boy's a ginger, and he's gonna have some trials and tribulations in his life, but he gonna be able to defend himself.
Yeah, well, hey, dude, I'm raising a daughter. Talk about trials and tribulations.
You're
man.
gonna have some trials and tribulations with that one.
Well, see, and that's the whole point. It's like, I want to make it so I don't have to worry about anything. To where it's like the boys are gonna have to worry about her, not me. Like I want
that would be cool.
Like, and that's the way I want to have it set up. So they're gonna be like, hey man, I pissed off Juniper a lot. I'm like, I know. She's gonna fuck you up, bro. I paid a lot of money for them lessons, dude. She's gonna put you on the floor and snap your arm. And sure as you were born, kid, she's gonna fucking do. So you better be ready. So I get to that point where everybody's just gonna be like, but she's like she's gentle. She's very, very gentle. So she'd be perfect for something like that, and just be able to handle business when she is. But she can square up. Like I taught her how to actually throw like a proper, because I have a little boxing training myself, and so I taught her like how to throw like a real punch and punch with her shoulder and her hip and everything. And she's actually freaking stuck my hand a couple times. I'm like, damn, kid. Like it actually. And I also taught her about like, you know, like flexing at like the last impact instead of like the whole time. And so she's actually got me with like a couple really good little pops on my hand. I'm like, shit. And so she's going to be set up and ready to go. Raising a daughter is fucking difficult.
Raising any kids.
Raising kids is fucking hard, man. And
what's a good dad? Someone that's there for their kid.
Yeah, exactly. And
unless they shouldn't be there for their kid, there are those people.
Oh yeah, those people are out there that
they're
not meant to be
doing
parents.
a better job than to not be around
there are
kid.
people that have kids that should not have kids,
for sure.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately, a couple like that are very, very close to me that are like that. But luckily Juniper is a super fucking cool kid. She's really mellow. Everyone likes hanging out with her. I can't wait to get her synced up with Shelby and Betsy's kiddos, because my media partner Shelby, he's got a couple, 3, right? Yeah. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. That sounds awful. And you just have the one?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. See, I'm cool with just the one.
But I'm the guy at the park. They're like, which one's yours? I'm like, they're all mine. Yeah. Especially the ginger.
Especially the ginger with the mohawk.
Before COVID, I used to have Monday Fun Day at my house. I'd have like 8 kids in my house. And like, I let them jump on the couches and the beds and like just do whatever they want. Soup them up on candy and then send them home to their parents.
There you go.
And their parents know exactly what I'm doing. They know it's the fun house, and they know their kids are safe.
They love coming to Uncle Red's house.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking great, man.
Oh, I have this old beater van or whatever, and right before COVID, I was like waiting for it to warm up a couple months, and then I was gonna go buy a bunch of paints, and I was gonna let each kid paint a fucking panel of the van.
Oh wow!
And then the Corona hit, and I never got around to it. But I, like handprints, little rainbows, and their names, and
that would be fucking sick.
Yeah, and I drive that bitch around.
That would be. You got to put like a really bumping stereo in there with like some Bose subwoofers and shit like that.
Hydraulics.
Yeah, you pull
just stupid ones. Just beep.
You pull up to drop off the kiddo. You're like. You're fucking hitting 3-wheel motion as you're fucking cruising down. That would be fucking hilarious. That's a really cool idea.
I'd have to charge the battery. It's probably dead. I haven't driven it for a while.
Oh,
driven, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice, man. Well, I should probably wrap this up. Dude, thanks for fucking coming through, man, and telling me all your dope-ass fucking poker stories. That was sick, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, fucking awesome. Yeah. And thanks, everybody, for tuning into the Hippie Speedball Podcast. It is your host with the most, Joe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.